Do you have trouble trying to grow African violets? You get a lovely plant as a gift, and you enjoy the beautiful blooms, and then they die and fall off, and you never see another bloom. And you think, I just don't have a green thumb. I kill everything. It's just not true. This plant is one of the easiest plants to grow and to bloom. And let me tell you how to do it without almost any effort at all. Stay tuned. These are my African violets. I've had them for years. And before this batch, I had other batches of African violets all my life. My mother raised them, and I watched what she did, and basically she did nothing. She had them on the windowsill in the summertime. She gave them water once a week, and in the winter she took them out of the sunroom, closed the room up, and put them on the ledge in the front hall. And that's all she did. And they were gorgeous. So, of course, when I went out on my own after nursing school, I got some African violets. I knew where to place them, and this is the result. Now, this batch here, I have done absolutely nothing to. I am serious, nothing. My mother told me that they had to be watered from the bottom, so of course that's what I do. Each one has a little basin of some sort. These are the plastic ones from Lowe's. Sometimes I use a saucer where I water them. I water them once a week. They do actually better if I water them in 10 days, but it's too harder to keep track. This way, I water them every Sunday, and I don't generally forget, but if I forget, they're fine. Here's the trick with African violets. They like to get dried out. They do not like their roots to get wet, so they don't like to sit in a saucer of water for a period of time with wet roots. It will literally kill them. The other thing they do not like is to have water dropped on their leaves. They hate that. The leaves will turn white and will be unsightly and may die. Now you can see I've done nothing to these plants because there's a bunch of dead flowers on here. So occasionally I'll go in, pluck off the dead flowers like that, and I'll look for some leaves that might be dead. Let's see. I don't see too much. This one's a little discolored, but I'm going to leave it. These don't look so good under here. They're getting yellow because they're crowded. And some of them just stick out. Now just take that one off. Now the other thing that is tempting, you see this plant here? It literally has at least two full plants in it. I can see two full plants. It would be very tempting to pull it out of the pot, separate them, and put it in two pots, and then you'd have two plants. Well, you don't know how many times I've tried this. Don't do it. These African violets like to be crowded in their pot. I guarantee you that if I separate this plant, one or maybe both of them will die. As tempting as it is, I'm leaving it alone. What about plant food? Well, my mother never used any plant food ever, but I decided to use some Miracle-Gro African violet plant food. I'm not sure it really does anything or not, but it's so easy to use. I just put 7 drops into a regular watering can and give it to them. The reason I don't know whether it actually works or not is because African violets have their own schedule. They bloom when they want to, and they don't bloom when they want to. So what's the real secret of growing beautiful flowering African violets? Well, here it is. It's all in the light. And when I say light, that's just what I mean. Not sun, light. Oh, they can get a few rays during the day, but basically they want light, as much light as you can give them, and that will cause them to bloom. And the reason they don't bloom sometimes is that the nature of the Earth's axis causes the light to change in my sunroom. So if the light is not directly on them, they'll stop blooming for a few months or more maybe. And then when the light turns around and comes directly at them, they will bloom their little hearts out like they're doing now. One thing you can do is just move the plants around the room if you have a sunroom like I do, and determine where the light is coming. But let me warn you, do not put them in sun. They will dry up, they will burn, they will not bloom. But the more light they get, the happier they are. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you'll try to grow some African violets yourself. Let me know if you have any questions, or if you have success, that's even better. I hope that you'll click on the subscribe button and the little bell so that you can be notified when I post new videos. This will help me to grow my channel. Thank you so much.